Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Creating Value for Your Sales Teams within ConnectWise. I'm Katie Rogers, Director of Marketing here at Mindmatrix, and I'm here with Marketing and Sales Enablement Expert Eric Weber, Director of Sales for the MSP Advantage Program. Eric has spent 18 years in sales and the past 5 helping hundreds of MSPs grow their businesses through aligning sales and marketing programs. Eric, it's great to have you here today. I'm going to let you take it away from here.
All right. Thank you very much, Katie. So let's get to her. This webinar here is for ConnectWise users. So we can learn how to align your sales and marketing within ConnectWise, help you increase and ramp up your time with training and onboarding, improve your overall efficiency, eliminate lead leakage, and help you decrease those client acquisition costs. So for those of you who haven't spoken with us before or know of us, just a very brief background. We have been in the sales and marketing enablement business since 1998. We have 2 sides of the business. One where we work with a lot of channel management companies, partner portal management, and direct sales for enterprise. And then our other business unit focuses more on the small business and medium business sector there, where it's more focus point on the IT and managed service providers. So, which leads me to MSPs that have salespeople. So here's what I've seen where kind of the current state of things are at. When you hire a salesperson, they're not cheap. You could range anywhere from $40K to $60K for a fully loaded salesperson here, or business development rep. And depending where you're at in the country, that could be even more, especially on the coast or New York area. It can sometimes take anywhere from 3 to 4 months to fully onboard these new reps. This is time that they are not selling, so it's just a line item on the expense that you're not getting any return on investment for. Oftentimes, there's over a 50% attrition rate over the course of the first year. This is due to a lack of training, lack of materials, assets on hand, and just a general direction on what to do. No owner wants to make a new hire and then pay them for 6 months, 8 months, or potentially even longer, only to fire them afterwards and not get anything for it, and then to repeat the process again down the road. That really hampers the bottom line and your client acquisition costs. Production-wise, without the right tools and training and assets, maybe they're only getting a couple appointments a week successfully. Not all your marketing leads, which you pay good money for, are followed up with the proper outreach or cadence. Or sometimes they fall through the cracks. But a lot of the times, sales, they're not even sending out the right material, or they're spending time creating their own material. And that can really lead to some inconsistent messaging from what you might be telling a client versus what your sales team might be telling a client. All of this leads to higher acquisition costs, inconsistent messaging, and ultimately less sales. We don't want this. That's bad. So what we're going to work on today here, and what I'm going to show you is how to triple those weekly appointment goals. How you could potentially increase your touch points from 300 to 400 a day. And this could be a combination of phone calls, emails, print sending, social media connections. Doesn't have to be just dials. But more importantly, we want to reduce our onboarding time by 75%, and at the same time, improve their ability to sell and market your products threefold, 150%. So it really doesn't matter whether they've come from another industry or they're transferring in from another industry-related company to yours. The quicker that they're on the same page with management on how to represent your company properly, with the what to say, how to say, and when to say it, and how to properly sell your solutions, quicker they're going to ramp up, faster you get your return on investment, and the quicker they're making money as well. It's a win-win for everybody. They're all happy. Also, I'm going to show you how we're going to improve their sales productivity by 2/3. It has been shown out there, and I've seen this in many different places, that business development reps and salespeople, they spend about 1/3 of their time actually doing sales-related activities. And I've been totally guilty of this too at previous jobs. So I can totally attest to it. What they do with those other 2/3 is actually spend time creating their own content to send out or doing administrative activities, not the stuff you hired them to do. They spend a third of their time selling, but they're getting paid for it 100% of the time. Again, this leads to higher client acquisition costs on your end. And I want to show you how we're going to eliminate lead leakage. We'll help you organize and segment your lists within ConnectWise so that you have complete visibility over them. Again, unaccounted leads and opportunities lead to those higher client acquisition costs and less sales. How we help, excuse me. First, here's the technology that we're going to give you so that you can automate your sales process. This is your prospecting part here with multiple touches: personalization, tracking, branding, credentialing, whether it be through email, print, or social. Playbooks, they're the step-by-step process. They're your outreach cadence. And it doesn't necessarily have to be for sales. It could be for training or any other existing business processes that you have as well. But they are repeatable processes that are easily scalable from one person to the next. With solution selling, we need to create and configure how to sell multiple solutions for your clients, whether it be a cloud solution or a security solution. Sometimes these are pretty complex. Salespeople need to be trained on them. So if they're going to sell them, it's imperative that they're educated properly to be able to get the right messaging across to the right people. Ideally, we want them to be an extension of you. You know how to promote your business the best. We need to almost clone that, in effect. Outlook and Gmail plugins, they give you quick and easy access to all of your content that's embedded within the platform. E-contract signing. We have a small module that allows you to make quick note quotes to send out. But ultimately, we want to integrate this all within ConnectWise through a bidirectional sync. We do not use a third party. It goes directly in through the API. It will sync over contacts at the lead, contact, and opportunity level, as well as all of their activity within that contact record. This way, there is no need for double data entry or to really have to learn how to use a new platform. So you really have all in one spot, a consistent place for your marketing and your sales asset management with easy access from everybody in the firm. All the material is branded and credentialed. Emails can be automated through a drip sequence or one-off capability. Contacts can be scored with activity that they perform. And you have a total view of all their activity. You have a 360-degree view of what emails they've opened, what material has been sent from your salespeople, by anybody in the company really. And it's all on a single pane of glass, transferable from one platform to another. So let's go into the platform now. Let's see what this looks like. This is what y'all came here for today. First off, when we log into ConnectWise, we have our Today view here. And underneath, we have all of our activities. This is what your salesperson or your business development rep is going to need to follow up with today here. So instead of looking at these one at a time on each individual contact record and maybe taking a couple hours to do it, we want to get through this as quickly and efficiently as possible so that they can get on to other duties, maybe more prospecting, more business development, but not wasting it on creating content or doing administrative items, sales-related items. That is the key here. So in order to get to these activities, we go under our Sales tab here. We go down to the internal Playbook. And as I mentioned before, a playbook, it can be any type of process or existing business outreach process that you have here. It doesn't have to be just for sales. It could be on how to sell Windows end of life, how to onboard a new rep, how to cold call, how to follow up with hot prospects. And this is the playbook that we're going to focus on here today. So I removed my audio thing here for this. Let me go into the stepwise view. We'll go over the playbook here first. So this here is your outreach cadence. This gives you your what to say, how to say, and when to say it. 9 steps here. Now, I'm not saying these 9 steps are the holy grail to connecting with somebody. Sometimes it takes a little bit of tweaking to the formula. So we can certainly add steps, we can delete steps, we can move steps around, and we can change content and assets within the steps so that we have the right outreach process for your salespeople. But what this will do is it will keep them from overdoing it with some, underdoing it with others, or letting any opportunities fall through the cracks, and ensure that everybody is on the same page as far as what to send. Let's say our first step is to connect on LinkedIn. This can be your personal message that you use to connect with your people on LinkedIn. Why shouldn't your sales reps be saying that as well here too? Let's copy it, check it off, and when we hit the LinkedIn button, we can take it to LinkedIn and connect with the individual. Now, I just used a demo one there, so obviously that isn't going to work, but when the name is spelled correctly in here, it will take them to there, connect with a personal message. It's always nicer to get a personal message. Step number 2, let's send an introductory email. Now, this tees it up for you directly. It would say, introducing your company name. Hi, John, we're MSP Demo Company. We're an IT firm based in the XYZ area. Saw there was interest, wanted to get in touch. Here's a few things that you do. It links to your website, it's credentialed, it's branded. All your rep has to do is hit the send button. Now, if they need to make any adjustments or any edits within here, this is where they would send it from. You can add right in as so. But what they don't have to do is worry about typing, spelling, grammar, and most importantly, well, what do I say? Especially if it's your second day on the job, you're not going to know what to say here. But it only takes them 2 seconds to send out a tracked email. Maybe they initiate the first call. Anybody that gets a voice message, this is how everybody in your company should be leaving a voicemail. Your voicemail that you created. Everybody does the same thing. Mark it as done. Or, if somebody does pick up, these can be your questions that you typically ask anybody that's been referred to you via word of mouth or at a show or from one of your current clients. When the owner of the company sits down and has some questions to ask, everybody in the company should be asking those same questions. This keeps from having that inconsistent messaging or any misinformation being transmitted from the sales to the ownership level or through the different sales stages. And then we set it to do, which will wind up on the front Today view page on ConnectWise. So here's the cadence, or what to say, how to say, and when to say it, so we don't overdo it, underdo it, or lose any opportunities within the fold here. This is for a single contact. Now, let's say we have 40 or 50 contacts that we need to get through today. Let's switch back to our contact view-wise. Now, whether we had, let's say I was out of the office yesterday, this shows me that I have 2 late tasks. Maybe I missed some. I have today's tasks and total together here. Let's say we have 40 or 50 that we need to scroll down through here. So this is what I got to get through here today. Now, when I click on one, there is the playbook cadence for each individual contact record. And it's going to tee up where we need to be with each one. This allows us here to cover more ground in less time without being sloppy, without doing our own thing, without writing our own content or wasting any time on administrative items. Let's come down here to Josh. We need to follow up with him for that first call. We have a click to dial within here. I click, and now it's going to give Josh a call here. We have an integrated Twilio account that we use. It's going to call, Josh picks up. Whether it's a voicemail, I leave the voicemail that I'm supposed to, or I begin asking the questions that I'm supposed to if Josh picks up the phone call here. But we can record this call as well here too for training purposes. and then it records the activity that was done. Or if I did get a voicemail, I can just simply drop a voicemail there and move on to the next person. Maybe I need to follow up with an asset here. I haven't gotten a response yet, so it's time to send out an email. Everything from the previous screen within that cadence, it populates either the correct email or the asset to send them afterwards. Now, the beautiful thing about going through here is that each play that is executed, that activity is tracked on their individual contact record and then synced with their activity record within ConnectWise. That way, all in the company can see what's going on here for total visibility. Now, let's say we have a single person that we need to follow up with. The owner got a hot lead here. He passed it off to a sales guy and said, Jim, I need you to get in touch with this person, get an appointment scheduled so we can go do some discovery. We can come in through our companies, go to our contacts, search the person, pull them up. Now we have our normal vital information right here, name, address, phone number, activity. Now here's where my Mindmatrix MSP Advantage program comes in. We're going to add 3 separate pods down below. Pod number 1 is going to be all their activity. Here's that lead to revenue journey on that single pane of glass. Any marketing emails that they may have opened or received, any outreach that you've done from the playbook, any follow-up material that you've sent after a quote's already been sent out to them. But it provides you their score for heat level, their interest status, where these contact originated at. Maybe it was from a cybersecurity webinar that you did in September. We'd like to know that. This helps us to divert funds for the next year. Whatever's working the best, we should keep doing it. Whatever's not working, let's cut it out. But if there's a lot of activity, it will be organized chronologically here. And we can sort this by online interaction. If it is there, you can see where this contact has visited on your website, if they've clicked anything. Email communication, if they've been on a drip campaign, what email they've opened and how many times they've opened it, or if they've clicked anything inside that email. And let's just say, for example, we opened up the accounting email number 3 17 times. If I click on it, I can go give it a quick read myself, just to see what interested that individual. And then, of course, manual outreach through the playbook. Back to all. So right down below here is in the second pod. This is your asset management repository. Now, you'll have access to our content. Plus, this is where we can store any of your PowerPoint decks, your case studies, your testimonials. If there's any other vendors that you work with, if they've given you any cool sales or marketing collateral, we can add it in here and co-brand it. But again, back to the assets. When everybody's pulling from the same pile, not writing their own stuff or doing their own administrative items, that increases their productivity by 2/3. And this tees it up as well here too. Click the send button. If I need to make any edits in here, I can. It's all branded, credentialed, personalized to the individual. I can make some edits if I want. And it will send it out, hey Jim, hey Bob, hey Phil, and so on. And that activity will then become tracked on their contact record. And everything on this single pane of glass right here, it becomes synced on their activity record and within ConnectWise. That's that bidirectional sync hard at work. And last but not least, Playbook. If this is the first time reaching out to them, might be connecting on LinkedIn and sending that intro email. Make sure we set up our next follow-up step for the appropriate day so it can be synced to the today view. So when you come in the morning, you know who you have to follow up with and what step they're on. Now for the next piece here I want to show you, this is actually part of our Outlook plugin, and here's my 2 emails that I sent to myself. So let's say here from the sales tool, what we're actually doing is accessing our platform that has directly linked in ConnectWise. Now I can see inside my feed what's been going on over the last few hours. So if there's somebody I noticed that I need to get in touch with, then I want to make sure that I reach out to them. But more importantly, these two boxes up here, assets and email, I have access to all of our content that is stored in the asset repository inside ConnectWise. I click on an email. I can have different filters here, whether it be prospecting emails, service emails for after the sale. Everything is templated. I don't have to worry about typing, spelling, grammar. Again, what do I say? But I'm following the systems and the processes that you've worked very hard to establish at your company. And it doesn't take much to do. All I do is add in the email, hit the send button. It sends it through our platform. It will notice that Katie's in the first name field associated with the email, and it will send that to Katie and log that activity on her contact record. Onboarding email sent at 1:24 p.m. on 10/22. And that will also be in your sent folder as well. So you will have a record for that. Now, let's say you did a demo last week. You sent out a quotation after. You haven't heard anything yet. Maybe you want to send a case study. You're about ready to go to lunch here and you need to do something quick. Right here, these are my most commonly used PowerPoint decks, case studies, emails, e-guides. I got everything in one spot. I don't have to search over through different folders, a Dropbox, a SharePoint, whatever it may be. I click on my case study here, open it up. Type in something else if I'd like. Hey, it was great meeting with you last week. Wanted to follow up, go over some of the numbers. Got a case study here for a client similar to you. I'm free to connect on Thursday and Friday if that works. It's credentialed, branded. Again, you just need the email, case study, and send. Now that email, because it went through our system, and because there's a bidirectional sync within ConnectWise, it will then be tracked on their individual contact record. It will get sent right here and then synced right here. So whether it's the owner or another salesperson or even a technician coming in to look at this contact record, 100% visibility. Everybody knows where everybody's at with each contact all the time. Let's say they didn't respond to that email. I just want to get a quick one-off. Oops. I could type something in here. Hey, Jim, wanted to reach out to you. I sent you a case study the other week there. Wanted to follow up. See if you have some time next Thursday. I'm going to be leaving for an event, but maybe we can talk before here. All I have to do is track this and then send. It gets sent through our platform, and then that one-off email then becomes linked and tracked on each individual ConnectWise record right here. That way, if you can come in and see, hey, they got the case study, they opened it up, it looked good, or maybe they haven't gotten that case study yet, maybe I'll hold off a few days if they haven't read it, and then I'll reach out. This way we don't blow up people when we don't need to, but we're making sure that we're sending the right things and communicating at the right time. The more intel we have, the better the cases that we have. So, before, we were making about 30 to 40 calls a day. You know, maybe 10, 20 emails, maybe getting 1 or 2 appointments, and we're flying blind here with no consistency. Inconsistent messaging, creating our own content, sending out our own things. Now, with aligning your sales and marketing properly, again, this is where we can increase your outreach to potentially 300 to 400 calls, or not calls, but touch points per day. The combination of calls, emails, social connections, print, and increase and triple that appointment setting by 3-fold. Now, all of our time is spent on sales-related activities and not wasting it on either writing our own content or any administrative functions here. This is really something that your reps can hit the ground running with. This is how I learned the platform and the channel when I came into it. I had my own content to use. I was able to cover more ground in less time, and that led to some early wins, and I've been using it ever since. This was the old way of doing things. Whether you're generating leads through lunch and learns, having pay-per-click out there, word of mouth referrals, social campaigns, events, reps would get them, they would fall, and this is where there would lead to a sharp drop-off here. This was the old lead journey, and this is why sales and marketing is usually a top challenge in the MSP industry here. Anybody that's read Datto's State of the MSP report knows it's always number one on the challenge indicator here. Leads get lost in the shuffle, opportunities fall through the cracks, costs more to bring a person on, and we cycle through salespeople because they're not cutting it. Here's what it should look like. When you're aligned with sales and marketing and they're not wasting their time writing their own material but performing 100% on sales, modeled directly after how you sell, this is how we can totally increase or decrease your client acquisition costs here and overall just make people much more effective, improve their efficiency, increase their ramp up time with training, onboarding, and make them overall happier. The quicker they begin selling the way that you want them to, the faster you get your ROI, the quicker they start making money with commissions. It's a win-win for everybody involved here. So I'm going to pass this back over here to Katie now. Katie, I know we're kind of running short on time, but do we have any questions?
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Eric. That was really powerful. Because we've got a bunch of questions and not a lot of time left, can you go to the next slide? If anybody has a question at the conclusion and we didn't get to it, please feel free to reach out to Eric. He'd be happy to answer anything that you have. So I'm gonna get a couple questions here. The first one is, we don't have content to upload to the asset engine. Do you have content that we can use?
Yes, there's over 1,000 pieces of marketing and sales content available through the MSP Advantage program. Covers a lot of topics, a lot of verticals. There's general non-technical content in there. It's also content on new trends and topics. It's all branded for you, credentialed, and we give you ownership over it as well too. That way you can add, edit, delete as you see fit to form it to your company's needs.
The other question is kind of a typical one that we hear often, but what if we don't have a marketing person on staff?
That's okay. During onboarding, we do a gap analysis so that we can better understand your goals and objectives. We have a consultant that will meet with you on a monthly basis to help strategize and then keep you on your path towards your goals. But we also have a concierge who is different from the consultant that would help handle any smaller or administrative tasks. So again, you can spend your time on your sales related activities and not on the small stuff. But we have a full marketing automation engine embedded within here. And this is going to provide you a consistent and an automated presence through social automation, blog automation to your website, and then email marketing automation to all of your prospects and clients. It's fully trackable, and all of that information, as you saw in activity, will lead directly into each individual contact record within ConnectWise. So that consultant would, in effect, kind of be your point person to meet with you monthly and oversee all of it to make sure that we're, for lack of a better term, moving the ball down the field.
Thank you for that, Eric. Yeah, I apologize, but that's going to be the end of our questions for now. Please reach out to Eric at the conclusion of this webinar, and thank you guys so much for attending today. Eric, do you have anything you want to end on?
Yeah, no, I just want to thank everybody for their time here today. I hope you found this beneficial. Anybody that wants to schedule a product demo to kind of see what you're currently doing within ConnectWise and how this can help. I know everybody's situations sometimes tend to be a little individual and unique. So, yeah, please reach out to me via email or phone. I'm happy to schedule a one-on-one demo. We can walk through here and see if this could be a fit for you. But thank you all again for your time today, and have a wonderful rest of the day.